You know, right before something shifts in your life, it almost feels like the ground gets pulled out from beneath us. Our old anxiety starts whispering again. Fears you thought you buried years ago suddenly starts resurfacing. It's as if the universe is asking you, are you ready? Are you truly ready for the miracle you've been calling in? And it's wild because most of us mistake that time as failure, mistake that moment of anxieties creeping back in, fears, and all those things as failure, as regression, as proof that, oh, here we go again, nothing is changing. Why did I do all this work? But what if I told you that is the exact test before the breakthrough? Before the actual change happens, before you start seeing the miracles. Think about it. Your old anxieties, your old shadows, they aren't here. They don't come back just to punish you, They come back, they resurface because the universe is giving you a final test, a final exam almost like before you level up. Think of it like a video game, right? You fail multiple times, but each time you fail, you get better to a point that nothing can stop you. Like the next time the test comes on or the level comes on, you can easily pass that through. That's what life is all about. It's a replication, right? The only difference is like you know how a video game is gonna be like versus your life. You don't know. That's the magic of it. Like saying, do you still want to live in this old story, or are you ready to step into a new one? A one that you called out for, And in that state of fear or anxiety or whatever it is that you're going through, you're not powerless, In fact, that's where your greatest power hides. Fear is a threshold, I would say. It's a threshold guardian almost. So when you stop running from it and instead stand in it, breathe in it, you realize can't actually destroy you. Fear can never destroy you unless you let it. It was only ever a mirror showing you where you still had cracks in your armor, basically. And here's the thing about miracles. They're not random. They are basically alignments. And alignment requires expansion of your vessel. Like I think previously I've said how your soul not just needs alignment, it also requires your vessel to be ready, your soul to be ready to accept that kind of a change, accept that kind of an alignment, And before you can receive, you have to expand, you have to stretch, you have to prove to yourself that, sometimes more than to the universe, you have to prove to yourself that you won't collapse under the weight of your own blessings, if that makes sense. That you are ready, you are safe enough to receive that kind of blessing, abundance. You can't just wish or show outwardly like, oh, I'm ready for this, I'm this, give me this. Your body, your vessel, your soul has to be ready. Like you have to feel that change within yourself. And sometimes it takes time. Sometimes all it takes is self-acceptance. So until you collapse your old vessel and unless you expand it, the tests will keep coming. They come disguised as setbacks, rejections, delays, self-doubt, even heartbreak. And it's almost like weeding out the bad stuff in there. And the refinement is to carve out the space where your miracle can actually land. Stay tuned, because sometimes you get the miracle you ask for, but because you're not in alignment, it gets taken away from you. You can ask for everything, but unless and otherwise you are actually in alignment, you're ready to receive that miracle, it doesn't stay unless that is fulfilled. Because what good is a blessing if the old you can't hold it? But unless you are ready to accept it, unless you feel that acceptance within yourself, you can't hold it. It's temporary. And for that to happen, here's the mystical truth. When your old soul dies, your new destiny arrives. It's almost like, okay, they are ready to level up, he or she is like ready to level up. And every breakthrough requires a death of some sort. I'm not speaking literally, like it also means shedding layers of yourself. There may be even letting go of some friendships, relationships, and stuff like that. And it's also the main part of letting go, the main part of death is ego, the death of your ego. your illusions, the versions of you that was too small for what's next. So, like I said, you need to expand in order to receive that miracle. And that's why sometimes the tests that you get, like, it feels so raw, so painful, so personal, because it is. The ego always resists change, pain. It clings on to what's familiar. It tries to convince you that the old way is safer. But miracles aren't born in safety, right? They're born in surrender. They are born when you take risks. They're born when you do something out of the ordinary. If you keep doing the same things every single day, you're gonna achieve the same kind of results, right? So in order for you to see new miracles, in order for you to see change that actually is different from your everyday, you need to do something different too. So if you're in that space right now, that space of doubt, that space of fear, that space of anxiety where your fears are loud and your faith feels thin, don't mistake it for the end. Instead, recognize it as the threshold. And the universe doesn't always test you to see if you fail. It tests you to confirm if you're ready. That's what universe does. It keeps giving you these challenges, keeps giving you everything that you ask for. But unless you're ready to step into that costume, step into that version of yourself, it gets taken away from you. No? And remember, your old soul is dissolving. Your old anxieties are only echoes. And on the other side of this fear, a new destiny is waiting to introduce itself. So breathe, hold your ground, let the test refine you, not define you. And remember, the miracle always arrives right after you prove to yourself that you can carry it. It's just you versus you. And honestly, I'd like to end today's episode with a mantra for the listeners. It's almost like an affirmation. And let's just tell ourselves this. I surrender the old. I welcome the new. I'm ready for the miracle that is already on its way. It means a lot that you choose to spend this time here with me, diving into the deeper, raw, and mystical parts of life. And may today's words remind you that you're not only strong enough for the test, you're worthy of the miracle waiting on the other side.